What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Chig coming at you with another World of Warcraft Season of Discovery Gold Guides. Today we're going to be talking about another really good farm down in 1K Needles that leather workers just need something from here. So I'll show you how to get it. Before we get started, go and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so you get notified every time we get a new video. So don't forget to go hit the Patreon. I still don't know what I'm going to do for that, but we'll figure that out. And we got the merch store up. Anyway, let's hop right into it. So, as you can see, there's the Great Lift. We are barely inside of 1,000 Needles at all. A rogue just came down, or a mage just came down and was doing the escort quest. So here's the Great Lift. Here's where we're at. We're at the Grimtotem camp. So there's going to be some mobs. So there are mobs over here. There are mobs over here. There are mobs over here. Mobs over here. Mobs over here. So what you do, there are enough mobs for this farm where you do not have to take them out after you pick their pockets. They will, by the time you get back to the beginning, they will have had their pockets refilled. Anyway, we will be running around looking for something specific. We are looking for these things called Lucky Charms, which are currently selling on my server for 43 silver. So they have a really, really good drop rate here. From Pickpocket, it's about 30%. And then from the drops, I'm pretty sure it's about 2% of a drop rate. So these mobs have a really, really, really similar drop table to the Kolkar mobs that we were pickpocketing the other day. I'll tell you some of the things that they can drop from pockets when we get around to that. Battered junk boxes being one of the biggest ones. We love getting junk boxes around here because opening boxes is, I'm pretty sure, every rogue's favorite thing to do, because each little box feels like a little treasure chest that's giving you a little something special. So we all enjoy doing that. Anyway, there are tons and tons of mobs in this Grimtotem camp. So you can just pick their pockets. Okay, if you get seen. Alright, so these mobs are a little higher level than me. I might get Rip and Pepperoni'd. I am not going to, actually not gonna, yeah, I'm gonna just get to a spot where I can, yeah. Anyway, super easy to get back because you respawn right by the Great Lift. This is actually a good thing, so I can show you how this goes, right? So as you guys know, if I rip in a video, I never, ever, ever edit it out because we all do make mistakes. If you get seen, if you get pulled out of stealth, if you get resisted, you can rip. And everybody should know that, and know even those of us who do a lot of this are susceptible to getting Rip and Pepperoni. So the biggest thing I want you to take away from this, though, is that you can get junk boxes. I got 2 Lucky Charms in that small amount of time, and these are currently selling on my server for 43 silver. So these are really, really, really good. They are required for the Pilferer's Gloves, which is one of the pre-raid best in slot for melee and for hunters, because they have 8 agility on them. So they're a really good item to pick up. And I've gone over the battered junk box loot tables a bunch, so you guys know what's in there. You can get the gems, you can get the healing potions, you can get the rings that have good stats on them, you can get patterns that sell to people for a decent amount of gold. As you can see too, the run back is not that bad. Super good, super easy, super chill. What I like to do is out on these little areas, like these little alcoves or whatever, like the other ones when there's not a bunch of mobs around, I'll pick their pockets and then take out the mobs, because they have a really high chance to drop silk. They have a really good chance to drop wool. They have a really good like gray table and stuff. So those 2 grays right there, one of them is 15 silver, one of them is 8 silver. So, you know, some of the things you can get are really good for vendoring. The Lucky Charms are the main thing here, and then the battered junk boxes. So we are going to pop back up. So if you guys didn't notice, the problem with that is the Reavers are orange. So it is easier for them to see me. So what we'll do is we'll just avoid the Reavers. The Reavers are the ones that are in the house. All right, so we got the Stomper. Got the Stomper. There's another box. Got the Stomper. There's another Lucky Charm. So another 40-some silver. See, like the Reaver, he's level 28. That bandit right there is level 25, so we'll go around him. But as you can see, though, right, there's a lot of mobs here. They're super easy. They're not too close together, so you check that out. There's more Reavers in there. Harder to get around, so we'll grab the Stomper. Oh, look, I got resisted. But when you get resisted by one of the yellow mobs, it's not a problem. As you can see, too, I am using Shiv and Crippling Poison, so if the mobs do try to get away from me, they're not going to be able to, right? So we're just going to let them, just going to tank them down. There we go. Well, got a bruiseweed thing there. Also, you want to be using your distract a lot over here, especially when there's packs of more than one mob. As usual, you're going to be getting food items when you're pickpocketing. Just make sure you go across each bridge to see the mobs over there. Make sure you're double checking to make sure each group of mobs has had their pockets picked. And then, like I said, when you're out here and you've got a mob that's isolated, just take that mob out, right? Because you need a couple more seconds on your timers anyway. So we got him, we got a box, so we'll take him out. There's a Reaver. I think she's the only one in that room, so we might go ahead and take her out just because she's in there by herself. But I would not recommend pulling the Reavers if they're not going to pull by themselves, because they're not exactly easy to take out for the most part. But as you can see, right, like just in a couple of seconds, we've already pickpocketed over a gold worth of stuff. And they do have a decent drop rate of other things too, right? So let's see if we can get this pickpocket. We did. All right, so you're just taking things out, you're doing what you can. We're just not worried about it, right? Obviously, if you are not in danger of being seen, you want to pop out of stealth. There's a glitched mob, apparently. Okay. Well, that's cool. So he's going to evade bug. He's stuck under the ground, but small indie developer, right? But anyway, so that's what you want to do with these. You just want to run back and forth. You can take out the mobs that are by themselves. The 2 packs of mobs, like you saw over here, I'll show them to you before I go back across the bridge. So all of these already have their pockets picked, right? So when we go back over here and we start, when we come back, all of these pockets will be reset, because it's about a 7 to 10 minute timer to reset pockets. So you will be reset when you come back around, and you will be good to go. Sometimes people do take out these mobs for quests and stuff, so they're almost always up, and they do respawn quickly. If you do pull those packs, you can take them out. Just make sure that when you do, you take out the one at a time, right? So make sure you take out the caster first, and then take out the melee mob, because the caster is always going to go down easier because you're a melee, and then you restart from there. So what I do is I make that loop, and then I come over here, and then I get whatever's standing over here, and I'll show you why. So we'll pick his pocket, we'll take him out. And if I get a couple of comments about the build I'm using, I will show it to you guys, but until I actually get some interest, I'm not going to worry about it. But I build a lot of combo points really quickly. All right, so there's a pat right there. Jump down, go stealth, and then start all over, right? And then you go back up, and that takes you right back to the beginning. You get the pat. Well, pats, apparently. There's 2 here. But yeah, you get them, and then you go back up, right? So there you go. Easy money. That's what we're gonna do. I'll take out these mobs, and then we'll do the outro. Well, we might take out these mobs. Actually, let me do this. Let me just get past them. I'll vanish. We'll get out. We'll get out. That way you guys aren't just watching me fight mobs. All right. So, so come down here, get your lucky charms. They also have a chance to drop them. Before we dip out, I will go ahead and show you some of these guys' loot tables. So here's what we got here. You have lucky charms. They have a 0.02% chance to actually drop it. Silk cloth, wool cloth, both really good. Mutton chop, some greens. Obviously, those are good. You know, they got a really good green loot table. See, like tons of greens. Go down through here, tons of greens, tons of greens, tons of greens. Go down through here, tons of greens, and then you start getting some blues. They've got some good blues. They don't have a lot of good blues. I don't think there's any specifically of note. Blackfang's pretty good. Jorgen Bracers are pretty good. But, you know, that's about it, right? See? And then, from pickpocketing, it's really similar to the other ones. You can get moonstones. You can get healing potions at a really good rate. Lucky charms are the big one. These are needed, right? So here's what they're needed for. It's a Regent for Pilferer's gloves. Check this out. 8 agility gloves. You need 2 of them. So each 1 pair of these gloves that gets made, you're going to make like a gold, right? So get out of here. Try this out. You're going to make some money, guys. Anyway, don't forget, hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.